Welcome to the Alcohol Free Life podcast, brought to you by thesoberclub.com. I'm Janey Grace. This is for you if you've quit the booze or you'd like to, or maybe you're just sober curious. I'll bring you tips and motivation without any judgment, and there'll be inspiration from experts, quit-lit authors, and sober heroes. Hi and welcome to the podcast. I hope you've had a really good week. It's a massively busy weekend for me. We've got our sober coach training. I'm really looking forward to it. It's just wonderful being in a room with people who are all excited about sobriety and excited about the future it brings for them. So really looking forward to it. And don't forget, if that's something that interests you, we've got another webinar where you can find out more about it and think about your purpose on Thursday, the 19th of February at 7:30 p.m. UK time. So if you go to thesoberclub.com, click on events, you'll find all of the info there. While I'm talking about events, I'm going to be doing an event at Homefield Grange. It's an ultimate self-care retreat. And I think I've been giving you completely the wrong date. I don't know if anybody has checked it out, but I get so confused because January is a really long month and February is a really short month. And I totally confused myself. But in fact, the retreat date is 20th to the 22nd of February at Homefield Grange Spa, which is the most beautiful, luxurious place. And it really is going to be a weekend where you can just genuinely focus on quitting alcohol if that's the stage you're at, or if you've already quit, just putting all that self-care in place, which of course is, it's the thing that underpins everything, isn't it? Really, just having that sense of self-esteem and self-love and self-care. It always sits beneath our addictions. It's the way it always is. So I really hope you'll be able to join us for that. Again, if you go to thesoberclub.com and click on events, you'll find it there. And then, of course, the big one that I'm talking about all the time at the moment is the fact that my first book, Imperfectly Natural Woman, is 20 years old this year. Oh my God, does that make me feel old? But I'm super proud of that book. It came out obviously 20 years ago. I was just way ahead of my time, actually. There really weren't very many people talking about holistic health back then. Of course, there is now. It's a shame I didn't keep up the level of notoriety. Otherwise, I'd be extremely famous. But the book did go to #1 on Amazon bestsellers back when it was actually hard to do that. So it knocked Dan Brown off the top spot and kind of kickstarted a whole new career, if you like, and definitely kickstarted the Platinum Awards as well for me. So it was an important book. Obviously, I still run ImperfectlyNatural.com, the website, and still make recommendations for natural products. And the awards happen every year. And we've decided just to open them early to celebrate the launch. And so if you've got a natural brand or a product or a service, then do check out the Platinum Awards. And for everyone, I'm going to be speaking at the Health Hub. I chatted to Philly on last week's podcast. I'm really excited about this event. It's a proper deep dive holistic health and wellbeing day. So, we're not talking just, anything low key here. This is the real deal. I'm going to be speaking at this event. The way it works is that the speakers do 2 talks. So they do talks in the morning and they do the same talk in the afternoon. And then there are various different workshops and things you can go to. So you just need to buy 1 ticket and you get to hear me speak either in the morning or in the afternoon. But if you can, book a ticket for the day and come to my talk in the afternoon. And then afterwards, I will invite you to my private reception, my exclusive reception, to celebrate the launch of the awards. It'll all be at the same venue at the College of Naturopathic Medicine. It's a beautiful place, gorgeous venue. It's like a little oasis of calm in the chaos of London. So it's Sunday, 1st of March. If you want to grab tickets, if you go to the show notes, you'll find the information there on how to get tickets, or you can go to thesoberclub.com and click on events. And it would just be great to have some podcast listeners there. I'm a really big believer that, when people quit the booze, they do start to wake up to all of the ways they can take care of their own health and well-being and just take back some control and, really, really deep dive into some of the things that matter. So it would be great to meet some podcast listeners. at that event, and we'll turn our reception, my little reception, into a little bit of a podcast party. I'd absolutely love that. It's also the week of my birthday, so I'm seeing it as my birthday party as well. So it'd be absolutely great to have you there. Soberclub.com, click on events. What else can I tell you about before we get into this week's chat? Yeah, I'll just share with you some of the stuff that we've been doing recently. It's been quite interesting as I've been getting stuff together for the Sober Coach training this weekend, and also with one of my sober coaching groups. We've been chatting about the rise in numbers of people we encounter, as coaches, who have ADHD and late diagnosis ADHD. It's a thing for sure. The stats are really they're really quite shocking, actually, and particularly what I hadn't realized, I don't think, until I did a bit of a deep dive, was the link between ADHD and addiction is really high. There's a far greater chance of turning to substances, whether that's alcohol or whatever. Cocaine is a big one as well for people with ADHD, and so it's definitely something that I've been looking into, and we've been chatting about it as coaches as to how best we can support clients with ADHD. So if that's something you're interested in, look out for a little mini course coming up soon from me. I'm going to do a little session within the Sober Club just to help people, just kind of find ways to manage the symptoms a little bit better. We're not trying to, we can't change it, we can't diagnose it or cure it. It's just about how you manage everyday life, I suppose. And there's a few cool tips that might support you with that. So if you work with any of the coaches who I've trained, then you'll find that they're glued up in that, which is great. And of course, if you join us in the Sober Club, you'll have access to that information. We've got just a stash of amazing stuff in the Sober Club, and I must remind you that the price for the Sober Club for new members rises on Sunday. So this Sunday, 1st of Feb, the price rises. So if you want to get in now at the old price, then come on down and join us. It's crazy cheap. I mean, either way around, it's crazy cheap. It's less than a glass of wine a week, and it's amazing value. I know I would say that, wouldn't I? But yeah, it really is. So if you've been thinking, and maybe I will join that community, then do check it out. It includes a course, Get the Buzz Without the Booze. There are loads of amazing digital gifts that you get from meditations, audio hypnosis stuff. There's a load of amazing exclusive content, expert sessions that are not anywhere else at all. Tons on nutrition, mindset. I mean, everything really connected with well-being. And of course, our wonderful private community where we really are cheerleaders for each other. I've had so many lovely messages this week from people who found it's really changed their life, and it is amazing to be connected with people. Some are a little bit, in inverted commas, behind you on the sober journey, and others are way ahead, and it doesn't matter. We've got members who are day one, sober curious, and members who've been sober for 10 years. So it really doesn't matter what stage you're at. Just come and join us. And to that end, I'm chatting this week to one of our Sober Club members. She wrote a post on our group, and I just thought, oh, I love that. I just love the way that people share how incredibly transformative it is to quit the booze. It just is such a transformation, and that's my thing. The more we talk about the fact that you do not have to wait till you hit rock bottom, let's just keep spreading that amazing message that life is so much better without the booze. We still hear it all the time, don't we? This kind of message that, oh, well, maybe reduce a bit, try cutting back, but don't be hard on yourself. If you just reduce, it's okay. Actually, you know what? Why bother with any of that? Life is so much better without any alcohol. Give yourself a chance to thrive without poison. That's the bottom line. So I really hope you enjoy this chat with Annie Simpson, who is a Sober Club member. Feeling like your sobriety journey has given you a whole new lease of life? Are you feeling super enthusiastic about sobriety? Ever thought about turning that experience into something bigger, something that could inspire and help others while also building a career that feels truly magical? Why not explore a career that aligns with your values? Think about being a sober coach. You'll play a key role in the growing Sober Curious movement, guiding people towards living their best life without the booze. And of course, you'll lay the foundations for your own journey to well-being. Here's why this work is really special. You get to make a real impact and help others navigate the same path that you've walked. There's personal transformation there, laying the foundations for your own growth and developing your knowledge of holistic health and well-being. Flexibility, build a career and a heart-centered brand on your own terms. Use your story, it's your greatest asset. Grow personally and professionally. Coaching is all about the connection, the continuous learning and the collaboration. You would become part of our family. We have a training that is so comprehensive, from the core modules right through to all the supporting materials and the business sessions. We've got you covered, and you don't need prior experience as a coach. You do, however, need to have had the experience of choosing sobriety and feeling absolutely passionate about inspiring others. So if you're interested, go to thesoberclub.com, click on the main menu, become a sober coach, and then we can arrange to have a chat. They're tiny groups, lots of one-to-one involvement. Get in touch. I love chatting to people who have quit the booze and are loving the benefits. And I'm really thrilled to chat to Annie. Thank you so much for joining us, Annie. I saw the post that you wrote in the Sober Club and I thought, now there's a poster girl for sobriety.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
just lovely. I've forgotten how long was it? How long have you been sober now?
It was a year
It's a
on
year.
Tuesday.
That's
Yeah.
right. So you were just sharing all the benefits. I love it.
Yeah.
Just take us back though. Tell us a bit about what went on in the past. Tell us a little bit about your story.
So 3 years ago, I had an unexpected, shall we say, cancer diagnosis. And I'm absolutely fine at the moment. It's a rare blood cancer and it's not active. But it took a while to take effect of the implications of that. And when it began to sink in, I thought, oh, it's terminal. So once it becomes active, that's it. So what's the point? I may as well just live my life as I want to because I'm going to die. And I think that was where I could have either stopped drinking and concentrated on my health, etc., or just parted right through to the end. And then I had some counselling that was really good, and it just enabled me to put things into perspective. And so I was more at ease with the diagnosis and started taking an interest in how I could help myself health-wise. There's no cure. Yeah, there's no cure for it. But if I'm healthy, I stand a better chance of getting through treatment, etc.
Yeah. Let me just pause you there just to say, it's so interesting, isn't it? You're absolutely right to identify that. When people have a shock like that, really. It's a shock, isn't it? It's a huge shock. And then you become really aware of your own mortality. But the reality is we're all going to die. And actually, none of us know when, do we?
No.
Literally, none of us know when. And it's really interesting how we that sort of mentality of, oh, sod it then. I'm dying anyway. I'm ill anyway, so I may as well. And yet, actually, there's that part of you that somewhere deep down, I wonder if I could just give myself the best chance of however much time I've got, living it to the full. And that's when it gets exciting, isn't it? When you get to that point, because we read all the time, we hear all the time of people who have defied those. I hate it when people get these diagnoses and where people say, oh, you've got 18 months to live, or you've got, oh my God, I hate that. And the amount of times I've seen people who just go, you know what, I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen. And then they live 10, 15 years more.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
It's so much of it is around our mentality, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. It certainly is. And during one of the consultations at my surgery, the nurse, my cholesterol had gone up, and they wanted me to go on to the statins.
Oh, God.
And I thought,
don't get me started.
No, I know that's another podcast.
And another podcast.
Yeah. So I thought, no, I'm
Good
not
for
happy.
you.
But she was very good, and she said, we have a lady that comes in here, a practitioner, and she can talk you through lifestyle and how you can help yourself. She says, I think it would be ideal for you. So I did. I had quite a few sessions with she was a health and wellbeing person. And it was great. I felt able to talk to her. I said, I do feel I drink too much. I don't drink during the week, but then I make up for it at weekends, which of course is still not good, really. But I thought that was better than constantly drinking. And at the end of the session, I felt in a much better place, but we'd skirted around all the time the drinking.
The elephant in the room. Yeah.
And of course, it wasn't her job to say, you must stop drinking, because that's got to come from me. But I ended the session with, I do feel so much better about a lot of things, and I'm not going to take the statins. I am going to look at my diet more. I've always been quite interested in my diet and eating fairly healthily. But I said, I know the implications of drinking, so that's my choice, and I will carry on as I want to. That was on the Friday, and on the Monday, I stopped drinking.
Good for you. Let me just pause you again there. So I love that you've shared that, and it's fantastic that you got those sessions. Isn't that great? Because not everybody would have had that opportunity. So that's brilliant. I often say this, I'm sure you've heard me say it on the podcast a lot, that what kept me stuck for years was going to GPs and about something else. I'd go for a vitamin D test, and then I'd say, oh, by the way, I'm worried about my drinking. And they would go, oh, you're fine. Just have an alcohol-free day, or whatever the crap they came out with. And now I look back and I realize it wasn't their job, as you quite rightly say. It's not their job to say you must stop drinking. It's not their job to say go to AA or whatever. I was not at rock bottom. That's not their job. But what should have been their job is simply to pick up on what I've said about myself, because I've said it's a concern for me. And all they needed to do actually was to pick up on that and say, oh, well done you for noticing that about yourself. Why don't you look into some of the many resources around people who are choosing not to drink? Check out the Sober Club or whatever. That's all they needed to say. That there are many people who choose not to drink and believe that their life is much better when they have zero alcohol. So well done you for noticing. Check out some of those resources. That's all they needed to say. That doesn't implicate them, doesn't mean they have to stop drinking, but that's all that's needed, isn't it, really? Yeah, because when we have an awareness of something going on within ourselves, that's huge. And the medical profession need to listen to that. So well done you, that you took her tips and advice or whatever, and that's fantastic. But you knew deep down that intuitively you knew, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
That's brilliant.
But they skirt around it.
They do, yeah. They do, because they're drinking themselves in many cases.
Possibly.
That's the reason, I think, often. And also because you don't fit the mold. And at the moment, within many, you can't blanketly say this, because I think lots of areas are getting better. But in many areas, in terms of the NHS, they simply have this. It's just a blanket thing. It's if you're at rock bottom, we'll put you in this box and we'll add you to the list for alcohol services. If you're not, you're good. Thanks very much. Off you go. That's it.
Yeah.
There are two types of drinkers. They simply don't look at the nuances, and they just don't look at this grey area piece. And yet, if they did, oh my God, think of the money they could save.
Yeah, I know. But then that's a whole nother podcast.
But anyway, well done to you. So you decided to stop. So was it really hard for you at the beginning?
No.
Good.
That was the thing. It wasn't. It was a Monday, and I wouldn't normally drink on a Monday anyway. And you know how you go around 6 o'clock and you think, wine o'clock. Yeah. Probably. And I didn't. And my daughter had put me onto your podcast, which was great.
Oh, good. Okay.
She'd visited that weekend, and she was doing dry January. And she said, Mum, you need to keep the ritual and change the ingredients.
Oh, bless her.
Yeah. So I did. I was probably looking for a drink. And I did. I poured myself whatever, kombucha or something like that. And I relied on that a lot. And it just worked. When I suddenly thought, oh, yeah, wouldn't it be nice? Because it was just the norm.
It's just a habit. And we seek pleasure, don't we? It's very normal for us to just seek pleasure. And we're used to having it in a nice glass. So all good.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I really, that was a real mantra. I think it's engraved in my brain.
Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah. And how quickly did the benefits kick in for you? What did you notice in the early stages?
I think I was hoping I would sleep better, but in actual fact, it's nearly a year on before my sleep's
Ah, that's
much
interesting.
better.
Yeah, it does vary, doesn't it, from
Yeah,
person to
yeah.
person
It
on
did
the
it
sleep.
improve, but not as much as I was hoping. But I just felt a bit lighter,
Yeah,
less foggy brain, and yeah, I was losing weight as well, which was a nice bonus,
great.
just very gradually and kept me going.
Yeah,
And I made better choices with food. I was snacking on nuts and things like that. I really concentrated on that in the beginning
yeah.
which I know you often say, don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry too much at the beginning, but if you
Yeah,
can make some swaps, it's great.
yeah,
But did you
yeah.
find that did you notice, how do we put it, that sort of sense of self-esteem kicking in? Did you notice that, oh, actually, I care about myself a bit more now?
It took a while. It
Did it?
really did. And I think I felt quite alone.
Are you a bit of a people pleaser, would you say?
Yeah, probably. Probably, yeah,
Mm,
yeah. I would always be thinking about what other people were thinking to do the right thing.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's interesting.
yeah.
And so when did you come across the sober club then? When did you join the sober
So
club?
I think it was probably about February, and I decided to join, although I'd been listening to the podcasts,
Yeah.
and it was funny because I made the decision to decorate the living room, and I know some people would do it in 2 days, but it took me forever.
Yeah.
And I just had podcasts on back to back
Yeah.
from the Sober Club. And at first, I chose the ones that I thought were relevant to me, looked through the list. I know there's 100, but in the end, I just started at one and worked through. And
Right.
I was just, even if it was someone who was nothing like my situation, it didn't matter. It just reinforced that I wasn't the only one.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I felt I was. And there's
Mm.
all the shame with it as well, isn't there?
I know. I had that in the early weeks,
Yes.
massively. It's funny, isn't it? That shame thing. You don't feel it when you're drinking, but when you stop, you feel it quite
Yeah.
acutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what came next then? So then you found out about the sober club community.
Yes. Yeah. So that has been a lifesaver. Actually, I think it's the only reason I've succeeded because I think looking back, what was it? There was just the AA, and that's never resonated with me.
No.
It's a completely different mindset,
Mm.
and great that it works for some people, but it was never ever going to work for me.
Yeah.
But I just feel that we talk to normal people,
Yeah.
and it's such a lovely group.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
always someone there to say, don't worry, keep going, or whatever.
Yeah, there isn't there. I think
Love
one of
it.
the really lovely things is that we're quite the people are very different within the sober club, but we've all got that shared interest. And we've
Yes.
got people who are on day one and sober curious and starting out, and people like you who are a year in or whatever. But then we've got people who are 8, 10 years sober. But the interesting piece is there's always someone ahead of you, as it were, and there's always someone
Yeah.
behind you. So you feel that you can both take and give. It literally is that you can help someone else with your experience, or you can share something. And it doesn't matter how long you've been sober, there's always something else, isn't there? There's always the what's next. So
Yes.
did you find that perhaps even because of the sober club, there were new things that you became aware of around well-being or holistic living?
To a certain extent, because I've always had an interest.
You're already into that, yeah.
Yeah, I used to listen to you on Steve Richards.
Oh, really? Okay. So when I popped up there talking about natural stuff, and he would try and fade me down.
Yes, absolutely. Hilarious. But I was always, so I've had an interest, but not taking it seriously. I'm much more into it now.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. Yeah. Yeah.
Good. So I meant to print out your lovely post, but I forgot to do it.
Oh.
You probably can't remember what you wrote, but you did
I
this
did.
lovely list. Can you remember what you said?
I've got it.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect. Read it out to us then, because I loved it.
Just a list of things that I feel I've benefited from now. So I feel free.
Yeah.
The
Oh my God, that
freedom.
word freedom. It's just amazing, isn't it?
Who would have thought that?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not something that I was expecting.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm calmer, so the anxiety's gone. The anxiety that I used to suffer went virtually overnight, honestly.
Really? That's interesting.
And I've had antidepressants in the past and
Really?
all sorts. And I now know that it's I probably wasn't depressed, and they
No,
weren't going to help.
no,
I
absolutely.
didn't take them long term. I feel fitter. I've gone back to yoga. I
Brilliant.
did yoga for years and then stopped about 10 years ago. Gone back to yoga and I absolutely love it now. I get more from it.
Yeah.
I've lost weight, which is wonderful. And I feel so much younger.
I know.
I'm 70 in June.
Oh, you look fantastic. Do you know what? Let's just go on about that for a minute.
Yeah.
The best anti-aging hack ever, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it? Completely. Yeah. I'm sure you've heard me say on podcasts, I went through a phase before I stopped drinking where I started to get really anxious about getting older. Yeah. I became really obsessed with my own fear, actually.
Yes.
And God, I look back and I think, what were you thinking of? All I could see was that everything was going to get worse. I was going to look worse. I was going to feel worse. I was going to be bloated and grey hair and just looking terrible and feeling terrible. All I could focus on was all of these negatives of getting older. So bizarre, so bizarre. It was literally the poison. I was literally poisoning myself, both physically and emotionally. And when I quit alcohol, I feel so much younger. And now all I think of is, I feel as I'm getting younger every year, actually. Yes. That's really how it feels. Because I get a bit better every year. Yeah. And also, how crazy to be afraid of aging. What's the bloody alternative?
There is
literally the best anti-aging hack ever. And then if somebody goes, you don't look any younger, do you know what? I don't care. I don't care what anyone else thinks. No. I used to care what they think. I don't care now.
Yeah.
I love that. You look amazing. How brilliant. So you've really embraced that.
Yeah. I love it. I think I did see difference in my skin. I've always been fairly lucky with my skin, but I think it was clearer. And
I think a lot of it is down to the vitality, isn't it? It's the vitality. You can be a younger person and yet still not have any energy.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
I think that a lot of that comes with quitting alcohol. It just gives you that different sense of who you are, really.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Back to your list. What else?
Right, on my list. And being present. I feel so much more present.
Yeah. Do you think that's helped you in terms of relationships?
Yes. And also I've noticed that I can, if I'm out in a group, I can have a better conversation with people. I am quite shy, really quite shy, and don't like to speak out in a big group or what have you, but I'm much more interested in what people have got to say. And I ask questions. If I'm in a group normally where people will ask me questions, then I can usually have a good rapport. But I wouldn't be the one to initiate conversation. And that's changed. That has changed. And it's great.
Yeah. Yeah. Love it.
Yeah. What else? I cry less and smile a lot more.
Lovely. Lovely. That's ages ago. Again, I spoke about this whole concept of feeling contentment and joy. And they're unusual words. So certainly the word joy, you don't really use that word unless you're in church or you're a child. But actually that is what it is, isn't it? That sense of contentment. I never used to understand what that meant, really. No. I thought that was for other people. I had a few friends who seemed to be content or seemed to be able to find joy in little things. And I always used to feel quite jealous of them, but I thought it was just who they were. I now realize it's because they weren't actually pouring poison into themselves on a daily basis.
Yes.
Oh, love it.
Yeah. What else did I put? Oh, wonder at nature. It's just lovely going out now and just taking in the surroundings. It's
gratitude, isn't it? And appreciation. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. I manage life shit better.
Yeah.
Nothing
life
changes
might still
there.
Throw something at you, but you become more resilient, right?
Yeah, definitely. Oh, and money previously spent on toxins now spent on heavenly clean products.
Yes, nice. So you've changed your sort of skincare routine and everything.
Gradually, very gradually, not overnight, just doing it gradually, and it's great. Love it.
Brilliant.
And I feel joy and I have a lust for life now. And I'm now thinking, I've got so much to do. Although age is approaching, I'm really enjoying it. It's just
amazing. Huge congratulations. I love it. And I love the fact that you took the time to document those wins. I really do, because That's how you stay sober. That's how you stay resilient and present, because your unconscious mind has now accepted, oh, okay, this is the new program. These are the new neural pathways I'm running. And
Yeah.
I love it. So it's
Yeah.
interesting. If you think back now to 3 years ago when you got that diagnosis, just think how it could have gone. It could have gone the other way, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, it doesn't bear thinking about. I
Whereas
couldn't.
now, whatever happens, just like with any of us, whatever happens,
Yeah.
you're giving yourself the best chance.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
whatever happens, you're doing all the right things. You're giving your body the best chance to be as healthy as it's possible to be.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all good.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. I'm not saying my lifestyle and diet is perfect. It's not, but I'm comfortable with what it is now.
Yeah. Love that.
Yeah.
Great. So what would you say to anybody thinking of it might be time to ditch the booze, even if they are a bit older?
It's definitely never too late.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. And just go for it. And I think if you feel you can't do it, because I think the most difficult thing for me has been taking that decision to stop.
Yes.
I think that was the hardest bit. Any little hiccups along the way of just being, I've not had a drink, but I've not wanted to.
No.
It was very scary in a way, making that first move. But with all the support from the Sober Club, it's just there's someone there that is there for you.
Yeah,
and
totally.
just to
and
encourage
we've got so
you.
many resources, haven't we, that deal with everything. So what would you say for anyone thinking of joining us in the Sober Club?
Go for it. Go for it. Yeah, definitely.
Sorry, carry on.
I was going to say, I know there are lots of resources on there that I've not even touched.
Into. Yeah. But, you need to dive in. You need to dive in, Annie.
I haven't got enough time. But no, I have. But it's there. It's knowing it's there that's always very encouraging.
Yeah.
And I think I've learnt a lot more. What's this? William Porter used to pop up in a lot of the podcasts.
Yeah.
And I was about 5 months in before I read his book. And so I'd already made the step, didn't need that to get me to stop. Yeah. But my goodness, read that book. And
Sober Club, we've got three exclusive sessions with William. Around cravings and everything. So all of that's in the portal for people who are early days. And then obviously we've got our course, Get the Buzz Without the Booze, which again, you can go back to at any time. And interestingly, you can use the Get the Buzz Without the Booze course for any other behavior change you want to make. So if you did decide, if people decide that, okay, I really want to deal with sugar, or I want to deal with cigarettes or whatever, actually you can use the same principles. So it can be quite useful for that. Definitely. But thank you so much for sharing your story. And I know I've probably pulled you right out your comfort zone. Like, come and chat on the podcast.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you did it so quickly.
So you see, again, look how different you are. You probably 4 years ago, if someone had asked you to speak on a podcast, you'd have probably said, don't be ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm going to be me now, but that's it.
Yeah, I love it. That's it, isn't it? Yeah, how fantastic. What a lovely thing. I think you're a really wonderful poster girl for sobriety, and it's just great. Thank you, Annie. I really appreciate you sharing your story, and thanks for saying nice things about the Sober Club, because it is my little labour of love. And
I don't know how you keep it up. It's amazing.
Well, I am in that Facebook group way too much. I've got to be across it all. It's 24/7. But it's all right. It's all right. I think when you really love something, when you can really see the benefit of something, you have a load of energy, don't you? That's the thing. If I didn't have the energy for it, I wouldn't be doing it. If I didn't love it, I wouldn't do it.
No.
And it's the same with this podcast. I've never taken a week off. Literally, I've not had a week off this podcast. But why would I? If people like it and I'm lucky enough to have great guests, then I'll carry on. So thank you for being wonderful. A great guest.
No,
really appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks ever so much.
Yeah.
All the best. Thank you, Annie. So please do come and join us in the Sober Club, thesoberclub.com. Couldn't be easier. The price for new members is rising from Sunday. It's exactly the same for existing members. So if you're already with us, you don't have to do anything. It won't change, but the price goes up for new members from tomorrow. So get in now and get all the goodies and become part of what we do. I mean, you can always leave if you don't like it, right? And just come and join our gang, because I think, I hope you'll feel really supported. It's small, it's supportive. It's not one of those huge groups where you're lost. It's, just very much about not being judgmental, but just supporting everyone on their well-being journey or wherever they're at. And obviously don't come if you're not interested in well-being, but I'm guessing most of you are if you listen to this podcast, because it tends to be the thread that runs through. And go to thesoberclub.com/events to have another look at that, the ultimate self-care retreat that I'm doing 20th to 22nd of Feb. And also please book your tickets for the Health Hub, which is Sunday 1st of March, and drop me a message. I'll make sure you're on the guest list for my reception, which happens afterwards. I'm going to be speaking there, Philly J. Lay, Dr. Sarah Myhill, and many more people who are totally top of the game in holistic health and well-being. I think you'll find it an amazing day if you're able to come to that. Obviously, if you're interested in sober coach training, you can drop me a message or join us for our next webinar, which is Thursday, 19th of February. Also, if you go to thesoberclub.com/events, you'll see the stuff there about the next meetup for sober guys, which is held by one of the coaches I train, Tony. So if you're a guy and you want to chat about stuff, we need to get more men talking, then check out that as well. I've got lots of guys doing the sober coach training now, though, which is just great. We just need more and more people, don't we, spreading awareness of just how great life is. As I always say, by the way, it's the end of Jan, of course, so congratulations if you've done dry January. I hope you're going to carry on. Goodness sake, don't stop. Do not stop. Carry on. You'll reap so many more benefits. I sometimes use that hashtag stay dry till July. So do carry on. But don't forget to give yourself a real pat on the back and just really congratulate yourself for putting self-care in place, because that's what it is, So if you are at that stage, huge well done to you. Come and join us in the Sober Club and get connected. And if maybe you're still very early stages, perhaps you just made this decision, stay connected, really get support. If you don't want to join the Sober Club, that's all right. Do something else. It doesn't matter what you do, but whatever you do, tell someone you're doing this. It genuinely does make all the difference in the world when you tell someone that you are quitting the booze and you're focusing on yourself. You can use whatever phrase you like. You're not allowed to say give up, though. I'm gonna bully you into that one. No one can use the phrase give up, because there's nothing to give up. And trust me, you are listening when you say that stuff. So tell people you're quitting alcohol, you're choosing your own self-care, you're choosing to be alcohol free, you're taking on a challenge, and make sure you tell someone, and they can hold you accountable, and preferably not necessarily your partner or your best friend, because they may not be on the same journey. Tell someone who's been there, done it. You can absolutely reach out for me. I'll hold that vision for you. If I get a message from you, I will reply. Can't say fairer than that. At Janey Lee Grace, JANEYLEEGRACE. You can message me. I'm on all social media platforms on that name, at Janey Lee Grace, and I'll hold a vision for you, I promise you. And I'll see you same time next week. Thank you for listening to the Alcohol Free Life podcast, brought to you by the Sober Club. Please rate and review. And if you want support, accountability and inspiration, and you want to live your best life without the booze, check out thesoberclub.com.